All right, let's go for it. So, Chris Howat, welcome to Rad-Ventures, the podcast that takes you on an exhilarating journey through lives of entrepreneurs and business leaders. Welcome to the show, Chris. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, and you are most welcome. So, before you tell us what's your name and where'd you come from, we'll have a brief little chat about how we met, shall we?
Yeah.
So, lockdown 2020, first lockdown, you did video, an Instagram video per day, didn't you, of a magic trick?
Yeah, I think I ran it for about 150 days. So Instagram and also Facebook. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Facebook too. Yeah, I'm an Instagram fan, so that's where I saw you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I stalked you from about day 4 until about day 50 until we became friends, didn't I?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went down. But then after lockdown, we went for a coffee, didn't we?
Yeah, twice now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been 3 times for a coffee.
Is it 3 times? Oh, I lose
Yeah,
track.
yeah, I know.
A good
See,
time for
well,
old.
I know. So when my mum said, "Don't talk to strangers on the internet, and certainly don't meet them in real life," didn't follow that advice very well, did I?
No. Well,
No.
it made you feel better. When I was younger, we didn't have the internet, so I never got that advice.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Chris. Yeah, so actually, we did meet, and you did even bribe me with gifts, didn't you? You provided me with my own pack of bicycle playing cards, which I still adoringly have upstairs.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Um,
at the time, I think you said you wanted to do a tiny bit, didn't you, of magic for daughter and stuff. I don't know whether you ever did anything with them or just look at them.
yeah, I look at them and touch them and stroke them and stuff. I don't have the dexterity, hand dexterity, or hand speed for any magic, I don't really think.
Fair enough.
But there you go. All right, tell us a little bit about yourself then, Chris.
So yeah, my name's Chris Howat. I got into magic probably just over 8 years ago. I've been performing magic now for about 6.5 years. So I specialise mainly in weddings. I do hosting of weddings as well. So I offer the master of ceremonies along with the magic throughout the day. But I also do parties, events, and everything else, and also host award nights, charity nights, charity auctions, and generally just make any party event a lot more fun. Everyone loves a bit of magic. It's interactive. It's good to talk to people. Everyone's always friendly. So I just try to make sure everyone has a better time when I'm about than when I wasn't.
Ah, great stuff. And I do love your magic. I've been to a couple of shows of yours, although virtual. And obviously, during our coffees, you're always entertaining us with a magic trick or 5 or 6.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love
which
it.
I know, and it still blows my mind, some of the magic tricks. And you've told me how to do them, and I'm still like, nope, I don't believe you. You are a magician.
Yeah, only a couple of the basic stuff. Obviously, the proper stuff. Obviously, I would never show you. You'd have to.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of
You
course.
have to show your
Yeah,
worth first.
shh. It's like that guy that used to do on Sky, wasn't it? With the old, he'd reveal all the magic tricks with the white mask on.
Oh yeah, master magician. Yes.
What was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd show you how to do them all, wouldn't he? With the box and like the chopping them in half and the legs and stuff. Yeah, a good show back in the day.
It wasn't.
Cool. So when you were at school a few years ago, not too long though, because we know you're what, 23.
Oh yeah. 23 a couple of times. Well, nearly twice.
Um, when you were at school then, and the careers advisor said, "What do you want to do?" and you said, "I want to be a magician." Yeah.
No. No, I wanted
Okay.
to be a policeman when I was at school.
Oh really?
Yeah. I never did anything with it, but when I was younger, I always wanted to work for the police. And then I think at school, I was rubbish at school. So my GCSEs and stuff like that were absolutely shocking. So I think they always told me at school couldn't be anything. You're just going to have the lowest job because academically you're rubbish. When I went to college, I done GMVQs and BTEC, so I didn't have to do exams. And still went through to uni. But at school, I think I just got off as the lowest of a low kind of career path.
Oh, that's the education system supporting you there.
Again, old. We didn't have anything, there was no kind of learning disabilities. My handwriting's terrible because I've got something slightly wrong with one of my hands. I can read and write perfectly fine, but because my handwriting's quite like a doctor's scrawl,
Yeah,
my handwriting's
illegible.
like that, a lot of people kind of said, "Oh, he must be, have a learning difficulty. No, it's just my handwriting's terrible.
Oh, right.
So,
So what? So you went to do NVQs and BTECs at college, and then you say
yep.
you went to university.
Yeah, I went to Aberdeen University, done computer science.
Oh, nice. And so by that point, presumably, if you'd done computer science at university, you were on course to hopefully do something with computers.
Yeah, but after about 8 years of staring at computer screens, I decided that I didn't want to stare at computer screens for the rest of my life. So yeah, when you go through something like 3,000 lines of code to find where you put a colon rather than a semicolon, it gets quite frustrating and boring. So yeah, I did nothing with computers.
I could imagine. I saw a thing this morning on as I was scrolling through the internet, and a guy had written in his code. He dubbed it as "Legend Hands," and then he shortened it because he didn't want to type "Legends Handoff," and then he shortened it to "Leg Hand" because he couldn't be bothered typing "Legends Handoff" every time. And then
Right.
he shortened it again to "Feet" for "Leg Hands," and then he couldn't work out why he'd had feet written everywhere. Yeah, I
It's
did. I did. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I did computing at AS level. There
okay.
you go. Kindred spirits.
Yeah.
That's as
No,
far as I got.
I love the idea of it, and I love the idea of programming and everything else. But like I said, I think when I got kind of into it properly, it was just I couldn't see myself doing it as a career, so I didn't.
No, I bet it's tough on the old eyes as well with the looking at ones and zeros all the time, dots, sentences, MS DOS, all that jazz.
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't live in a matrix though, so not too many ones and zeros. We don't write in machine code, so it's not too bad.
Well, you say that, but I did see a thing the other day about when they using the CERN Hadron Collider. They have they've done some investigations there, and what they found was within some of the investigations, they found code like ones and zeros,
Okay.
implying that perhaps we do live in a matrix. And the video I saw actually said that it was a piece of correction code that was used in 1974.
Yeah. That is before my time, but yeah, again, you would use binary machine code because assembly, which is machine code, is an absolute pain to write in, and yeah, it's just they use hexagon language, so 1 to 16s and stuff like that for machine code.
Uh,
Which yeah,
yeah.
it's just a horrible language to write in.
So yeah, no, it sounds horrible. I know that what is it, JavaScript and Python, they're quite popular nowadays, aren't they?
Yeah. So Java is a move on from C and C++ and stuff like that. It's just the easier version to use.
Ah, look at that. See, he's still got it. It's been a few years since he's done it, but he's still got it.
Yeah.
All right. So you decided you didn't want to do computers, and so was it straight into magicians then, or?
No, no. Well, like I said, I've only been practicing magic for 8 years. So I left uni. I managed. Well, I worked in a supermarket, worked my way up to a manager. I then went up to moved back home because I stayed in Aberdeen for a bit. Then I ran a taxi firm for a little bit, and then I managed a mobile phone shop. Went into banking, became a bank manager. Worked for Euro Car Parts, which is what I do now as an account manager while doing the magic.
Quite an adventure then.
Oh, a good old career path, yeah.
I think they're the best type of career paths, though, because of the experience you get through those. I know people that have done one job for like 40 years,
Yeah.
and they started off at the bottom and they've worked their way all the way up to a director. But I wonder if they would have experienced the same stuff if they'd have gone through a varied career path, different jobs, different, and just working, snaking their way up the ladder instead of climbing it, as it
Yeah.
were.
No, no. Well, again, you get to experience so much more, don't you? Like you said, you get more of a company. You get to, if you just do one job, think about customer service and interacting with people, you just get to interact in a certain way. So doing different careers allows you to talk to different people throughout different actual factors in their life as well.
Yeah, I like it. Cool. So magic was obviously a hobby then that you were doing throughout. No, you just one day you just saw a deck of cards and thought, I'm going to give that a bash.
So, I mean, I did. I knew a basic card trick, and I knew a basic trick like when I was 16, but I didn't know anything about magic. It wasn't a hobby or anything like that. So, about 14 years ago, we were actually in IKEA, and it was the 1 year anniversary in Southampton, and they had a magician going around tables during the lunch. We obviously stopped to have some meatballs, and he done some effects, and one of them was an elastic band trick. It's the last band trick I use nowadays all the time, and I loved it. And I wanted to know how it was done, so I scoured the internet, found out eventually how it was done. The next day at the bank, I cancelled all my appointments and gave them to other members of staff, and I sat in an office for 8 hours with a handful of elastic bands and practiced. After about 3 weeks, I got it to the stage where I thought I could show someone it, but without kind of revealing how it was all done. And then that was about it. And then for about 5, 6 years, from 1 year, my wife went, "Oh, what do you want for your birthday this year?" I was like, "I don't know, some magic tricks." She found a magic shop in Southampton. We went there for about 3 to 4 hours. I didn't know where we were going. We were just going for a drive for my birthday. We put up to this shop. She gives me some money from her mum and from her, and she goes, "There we go." We go in, the guy behind the counter shows us all this amazing stuff. My mind's going completely blown. I didn't know what was going on. And we walk out with bags of goodies, advice on, joining a local club, where to find some things online, so like some magic pages and stuff like that, and just kind of how to move forward. So, a lot of it was beginner books and DVDs and stuff like that. And I went home and studied, practiced, studied, joined a local club, which is the Wessex Magic Association, which is a club based in Poole. We have about 50 to 60 members, and I'll be the next president of that one at the next AGM later on this year.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, I just, after I think about a year and 2 months, year and 3 months, I created a Facebook page. So I created Chris Howat Magic. I was new to kind of Facebook in for this, so the videos were literally of me kind of more of my midridge and my hands kind of just showing a little bit of magic, not like you would have seen where it was kind of like actually me and the whole shop showing magic. So
Yeah, yeah.
and I just done Magic Mondays, and I've done that for a few months, I think. So I've done Magic Monday. So every Monday I would just post a little video. They were rubbish at the time and produced really, really badly because I knew no better. And then someone approached me and said they were having a charity event, and they were looking for entertainment. And I found they contacted me and said, "Oh, do you want to come along and do some magic?" I thought, yeah, that'd be great. And I did it. I was nervous as hell. I loved every second of it. Went home high as a kite because the adrenaline still pumping and everything else. I think the wife went to bed. I sat there for about another 3 hours just on the adrenaline. And yeah, I never looked back. Obviously, to begin with, it's slow going, and then it just builds up busier and busier. And yeah, love it.
Nice. I love that story. It's you can see the passion in your face when you're telling it as well. Still about that, especially about the adrenaline you had from that first show. It's brilliant. Back in the day, I had a Paul Daniels magic set.
Ditto.
Yeah, I know. I think that was the thing, wasn't it? I don't know what year it was. I know I'm not even going to try and guess. But you can now get a lot of is it Marvin Magic cards and stuff like that. You can get.
Yeah, Marvin Magic. So yeah, Marvin Burglass. He's president of the Magic Circle. He creates a lot of kind of little box sets for adults and children and stuff like that. And obviously in London, so Hamblins and stuff like that, they still have Marvin demonstrators.
Cool. Yeah, I think I've got one upstairs. I think it's a card trick. I can't remember though. Yeah, I'll have to dig it out. We could talk about that on the old Instagram another time. Right, so that's how you started magic then. The elastic band trick you're talking about, is that the one where it fades through?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is. We'll have to. I'll have to dig your video out because I'm sure you've got that on your profile, and I'll add it to my stories when I share all the little teasers for this episode.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's move on to the quickfire questions then. And these quickfire questions, they are designed to, break up the show a little bit, to provide more insights into the person we're talking to. But in my experience so far, they are not that quick.
Sorry, we're getting
Oh,
catted.
the cat wants to be on the show too.
Yeah, of course she does.
They said that's a new kitten.
Yes.
How old is she?
She is about 9 months, rescued
Oh,
from
lovely.
Bahrain.
Oh, right. What's she called?
Abby.
Ah, nice. Welcome to the show, Abby. Tell us a bit about yourself. Oh,
No,
no,
she's
she's gone.
gone.
Oh, well.
This
Okay, let's so let's work on our favorite quickfire questions then. We'll just see how long this takes. We're not no rush, just answers as interesting as we can, so we can get to know Chris a little bit more. So we know that you're 23 and a half.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite age so far?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Can I pick two ages?
Yeah, of course.
I would probably say 20 and 37.
Okay, talk us through 20 then.
Just young, single in Aberdeen, drinking, partying like there was no tomorrow. Life was just, no responsibilities. Um, yeah, it was just a different time. We all think back to our youths and certain kind of aspects and stuff like that. And I was a major, when I was younger, not so much now, but I used to be a major party animal. I used to go out pretty much every night of the week. I don't get hangovers, so I could drink whenever I wanted to drink without any ever having an ill effect or anything like that. So yeah, I could literally go out every night, still wake up at 6 o'clock the next day and feel fine.
Oh, nice. Do you still not get hangovers now?
No, no, I don't.
Ah, see, every 5 years, my hangovers get worse to the point where now I have a beer and I'm like, oh no, no more. That's me done. I can't face I can't face a hangover.
Yeah, no, no, I still don't get hangovers.
Lucky man. So 37 then. Talk us through that.
Well, that'd be the year when we went to the magic shop. So 8 years ago, for
Ah,
my 37th birthday, was when we went to magic shop. Obviously, I should say things like 24 when I met my wife was great and everything else because that was kind of set my life and everything. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, you know, I think for me, I was so lucky that I found magic when I did. Something I enjoy doing, something I love doing, and so yeah. If I got into it younger, would life be different? Who knows? I didn't, so you can't dwell
Well,
on the past, can you?
yeah, I'm a firm believer that things happen to us at the right time.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously that was what you were looking for at 37. Great answers there, Chris. So question number two then, what is your favorite quote? It could be meme, a movie quote, or another quote.
Oh, it's true. Um, Favorite quote. I should have got these questions in advance, shouldn't I?
I should have forewarned you on this one, shouldn't I? In our preamble, I should have said actually think about your favorite quote now.
Yeah. My favorite quote. I don't know whether. I mean, I've got quotes I use for like certain people. So if I'm talking to my best friend, we've got like a little quote we use, which we're both big Bad Boys fan of the film. No, we
Oh yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen the new one. Don't ruin it. But we're talking, especially we have a drink or anything. We quite often say we ride together, we die together, Bad Boys for life.
Nice, nice.
So yeah, my best friend's Andy. So he'll at some point probably listen to this when he's bored. He's a plumber up in Scotland. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would probably say something like, "Just don't let things get on top of you." It's not a quote. It's just I like the kind of not the whole stoic way of thinking or anything like that. But if you can't control something, don't let it bother you because otherwise you just get stressed and worried and everything else. And I hate stress. I don't get stressed, and that's part of the reason why.
Yeah, I love it, and I love the Bad Boys quote. I'm quite often I'll go round and I'll say, when things get a bit hairy, scary, everyone gets a bit stressy, and just like as Bad Boys say, woosah.
Indeed. I'll rather
And
you.
yeah,
Woosa.
yeah, 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 and that people are quite often like, "What are you talking about, Richard?" But I'm like, "No, no, have you not seen Bad Boys?" I was like, "Come on." Yeah, I'm full of them though. Movie quotes, you'd galore. I'll quote, I'll pop them out all over the place, and then people will be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, have you not seen The Mask in 1994, where he said Party?
Yeah. I
Okay, question three: Google Suite or Microsoft 365?
whatever iPad uses. To be fair, I use Office 365 for when I'm doing anything to do with Word, Excels, and stuff like that. So yeah, I use Office 365.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I like Office 365. I think it's because it was that kind of, my time period was the 90s and that's all we had back then.
Same.
It's
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Google Suite sometimes seems a little slapdash. I don't know. Oh, the cat's back.
You can't go wrong with a good old PowerPoint presentation, can you?
Well, yes, though apparently you're not allowed to call them PowerPoint presentations now because that shows your age.
Oh, really?
Slide decks, I think they're called.
Oh, okay. Well, that
I
just shows
know.
my age then, doesn't it?
That is it. Okay, so question four is very hypothetical, but we'll roll with it. So if you're stranded on a desert island, what
Yeah,
app could you not live without?
just one.
Just one.
What do I use for most? I don't know. I'm like you. I love. I'm just look. Sorry, just look at my phone. I love Instagram. Because you can just get lost in the world of scrolling. But also, you got to hope that if you're on the island, you got Wi-Fi. Um,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
but yeah, you can post, share stuff, and talk to people, meet people like you. And I've met lots of people through Instagram. but also, like I said, you can just sit there and scroll for hours if you're bored on a desert island, couldn't you? We all get lost in the scrolling world.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you'd need signal, you'd need battery, you'd need to make sure that your phone didn't get wet when you were arriving on the desert island. I don't know how you
No,
arrived on the desert island yet. Maybe you
well,
parachuted
phone's
in.
waterproof now.
Yeah, it was splash proof. I think the word is they use.
Oh, is it? I thought it like had a little depth of like 10 meters or something.
Yeah, 10. Is it 10 meters?
I don't know. To be
I
fair,
don't
I
know.
don't take it into water, so
No, I mean, but if you've landed in the sea, how far are you going to fall with your phone in your pocket from the sky? I don't know.
it
It's a
depends.
hypothetical situation. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it
Yeah,
there.
let's not get too scientific about it. Because again,
No.
surely it depends how far you get dropped off. If you're in a helicopter, you're only like 20 feet down. You're not going to go 10 meters deep, are you? But if you're from higher up, you go further. So
Yeah, I mean, it may be. Oh, I suppose you couldn't do a jumpy dive because you might, you'd have to drop down, wouldn't you? And then so you drop like that, don't you, from a helicopter? Not like that,
I
like that.
don't know. I've never jumped off a helicopter into water. To be fair.
No, but I don't think I have either, but you never know.
Uh,
It might be my secret talent.
oh, you never know.
All right, all right, let's move on. So speaking of your phone, how many unread emails do you have on your phone right now?
None. Or maybe one or
None.
two. Maybe one or two. Someone's emailed me since we started this.
Oh, wow. I mean, normally we get the old, couple of hundred from Aldi supermarket where you've not read it yet, or
Oh no, they get
today's.
deleted or unsubscribed.
Oh, he is well on top of his emails. I like it. A nice clean desktop or phone top. What do you call that on it? It's a nice phone screen. There you go. Home screen.
Yeah,
That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. So this question, number 6, we are working on. It may change, it may not, but we'll leave it in for now for you. So if you could afford any car, you don't need to worry about the tax, you don't need to worry about the outlay costs, the tires, any of the running costs. What would you have?
the impractical side of me, Ferrari. Don't ask me what type of Ferrari. I think they all look really nice. To be fair, not
Yeah.
so, but yeah, a Ferrari. I've always liked Ferraris, and money's no issue. Yeah, you can go for a sensible Q7 or something like that, which you drive around town fine. But yeah, if you want to just go crazy, why not a Ferrari?
Yeah, someone I think back in the 90s, everyone was obsessed with their Ferrari F40, weren't they?
Yeah,
I had a Testarossa instead. A Testarossa? Rosa, that's it, not Roadster. Rosa.
yeah,
Nice. Well, toys, I mean, not not
yeah.
actual ones.
Just
Yeah.
a real one in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like 8 when I got my first Ferrari.
Yeah,
Um, right. So, all right. That's the quickfire questions done. We got through those quite quickly. So the next bit, and I found this in one of the newspapers not too long ago. I think it was the Guardian or the Independent online, because
okay.
they're free. Oh, okay, so I was Guardian, maybe the Independent because it was a free article, so it can't be the Times or the Telegraph. But essentially, CV Library, the recruitment agent, have posted the most popular jobs of 2024. So what I've been doing with guests is I've been running through these top 10 and a quick yes or no, do you fancy it? And then maybe a little deep dive if your answer is interesting enough. If there's an inflection in your yes or no, then we might deep dive it. Yeah. All right. So number 10, inventory operator.
No, it just sounds boring, doesn't it? We've all worked in warehouse at some point in our lives.
Manual line operator for number 9.
No, again, don't really like manual laboury stuff. So I know it's.
Uh,
I imagine that's quite dull and repetitive, isn't it?
I would think that that's like either packing boxes
Yeah,
or
like just
like
literally going
paint.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Like,
or painted a line on like something that goes past all the time or something,
yeah,
isn't it? Number 8 is a food and beverage team member.
it depends what side of things you're doing on it, though, doesn't it? Team members quite. You could just
Yeah,
be buttering bread. You could be kind of I don't know, the taster. If it's a taster, yeah, I'm in. But
I,
I suppose you need to define what part of the team you're in, don't you?
my impression of that one would be, Weatherspoon's team member working at
Oh,
Weatherspoon's, perhaps
don't
doing
know.
a little bit of everything,
No, no.
bringing some food, bringing drinks out, serving,
Yeah.
etc.
No, I've done bar
Um,
work and I've done nightclubs, and no, thank you, not game.
yeah, enough for me, thank you. 7, packaging operator.
No, again, sounds just quite dull.
Yeah. Number 6, head of social sustainability.
Ooh, more definition. Social sustainability.
Yeah,
So
I think the
is that
last podcast I banged on about this, and I was talking about how I went to a talk all about net zero and sustainability, and then I realized that it was social sustainability. As it turned out, that episode didn't record properly, so we're
okay?
gonna have to redo it. So yeah, I've been saved by the podcast gods.
Okay. So social sustainability. So it's about just how you look online and everything else. Yeah, I suppose that's not a hard one, is it? Surely, or how you look to the outer
I don't
world.
know.
So I suppose you showing that you're green, isn't it, to everyone? The way I would see that is that yeah, you're probably looking at your company as a whole or whatever company you're employed for, and looking at how you're being more sustainable and making sure people know you are. Like, when
Okay.
you see the van, they're like, oh, this is a green van because we're a green company.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of idea. So, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. Or like these magic playing cards are recycled.
Yes. But
Yeah.
and to be fair, there are recycled playing cards. They just, the company who makes them, which is the main company, which is the cards I gave you and everything else, with the pips, so the bits on them, the red ones are green and the black ones are black. So, but it's quite a dark green. So when I've used them in the past, and I love to use them all the time, people can't really see, especially if you're somewhere inside, the difference in colours of them. So they're like they see a diamond, but they just see a diamond, but black diamond, and it confuses them. So yeah, they're not the best design.
No, they should
Sorry to
work on
go
that.
off on a tangent.
Yeah, no, I love a tangent. Like a little side quest, bicycle playing cards.
Yeah.
I have actually got a few sets since you gave me a set. For some strange reason, I collect playing cards. I don't know why. And since you gave me those bicycle ones, and I because they have they're air cushioned is the word, isn't it? In
Yes.
inverted commas for listeners rather than watchers. And so they have little like air pin, like the pricks in the card, aren't they? So the air can get in between the cards,
Yeah.
and so they slide so smoothly. I've got a few sets of those. They did like a stargazer kind of ones, and so like I've got the fire one and the star one, I think.
Did you get the unicorn one for your daughter as well?
Oh yeah, my daughter's got the unicorn ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and but yeah, they are so smooth and so nice. But you don't want to, we play a lot of card games, but you don't want to use them because then that's going to ruin them. They're going to get dirty.
I go through
um,
cards pretty much every week, mate. So
yeah, yeah. One of my cards, one of the sets I've got is it's a Batman set,
yeah.
and I think they're all in the shape of a batarang. Every single card.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
You
quite
need
weird.
you need to look at if you like Batman or superheroes or any kind of unique decks like that. Theory 11 do Batman,
Okay.
Marvel ones, Harry Potter ones, Star Wars, the whole shebang.
Oh yeah, we might have the Star Wars one that are Theories 11. I've got a set upstairs, and I can't.
Yeah.
They are Star Wars ones. I can't remember the brand of them though. I think we spoke about it before.
Pop.
But yeah, into all that stuff. The last episode of the podcast that I did, the aforementioned podcast that the recording hasn't gone too well on. Well, it's actually the technology's let us down. But we spoke about the Batman films for like the last 40 minutes of the show, I suppose.
Okay.
Um,
Which,
it was
which
all about.
Batman film? So are you talking about the Dark Knight trilogy
Oh no, I
or
was
all
talking
of
about
them?
the scale of actual films. So we
Okay.
talked about Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman 1989, Batman Returns. Then we spoke about the Batman Returns lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Dark Knight lot. Although we never actually moved on to any of the newer stuff with Ben Affleck and the Robert
Robert.
Pattinson ones.
Do you know what? I watched the Robert Pattinson one, and so did the
Yeah.
wife. We watched it together a while ago when it came out on Sky or whatever. Sorry, let me just move this thing. Um, but neither of us can remember one part of the film, not one section of it. And both of us sat there and watched it, but I can not remember nothing. I remember nothing. An advert comes on every so often for it, and I'm like, I know we saw it. Was it that bad we blocked it from our memories, and that's why we remember nothing of it, or was it just a case of I don't know? But neither of us remember one bit of the film.
Yeah, I had to watch it in two halves because it went on for a little while.
Yeah,
Um, and I can remember aspects of it, and it was okay. Um, I think it was kind of supposed to be a more realistic one, wasn't it? Um, but I can tell you that a couple of the motorbikes were BMWs because they had boxer engines.
Okay.
So I did notice that within the within the within the film, and for people that listen or watch this, I'm not a petrol head as such. It's just that I worked for a BMW Motorrad dealer, and so I know a little bit about the different BMW models. Um, but yes, so cards. I can't even remember how I got started on that. Oh, it was playing cards, wasn't
Yes.
it?
And you're talking about your Batman cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I remember where we are. We're through this. We're in the list. The CV
Yeah, oh yeah,
CV
we
most
were on about
popular jobs.
sustainable
Yeah.
social sustainability.
Yeah. So right. So number 5, customer contact advisor. And I'm sure you've done
Oh,
that in the past.
I
I've
have.
done that in the past. I'm not sure I could do it again.
It's one of those
Um,
needs must, isn't it? But yeah, you never choose to do it.
yeah, I mean, sometimes the job I did it in, the first job I did it was great. You know, I was helping people every day. You get problem solved. Pat on the back from the owners. All good. But sometimes you go somewhere else and the customer services aren't quite so good.
Yeah.
So number 4 then, CCTV controller.
I don't know. I'm not one of those people watching type people. I know a lot of people love watching people, don't they?
Yeah.
It doesn't really interest me watching people that much. So I think it's one of those jobs I reckon a lot of people would love, but probably not one I'd go for.
Yeah. Okay, number 3, TikTok presenter.
No, and it's only because the amount we both do social media, and you know, for any business nowadays, if you don't do social media, you're missing out on a trick. And whether it will be TikTok, which I rarely post on, Insta, Facebook, even X, and all the others, Threads, whatever else you use, just the amount of effort and time. Because even once you do it, you still got to do all the editing and stuff like that. It just, yeah, no, I spend too much time on my phone anyway, and to then just constantly be on it for work as well, yeah, it just makes it
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem I have is that I sit and stare at a screen all day doing computer work, admin paperwork. Well, it's not paperwork, is it? Because it's on a computer. But you know what I
I
mean.
get what you mean.
And then my downtime is staring at screens,
Yeah,
looking at reading books, watching programs on streaming services, etc. But the TikTok presenter thing, it's I think that I've seen this on Instagram where they do a live and you get the same guy or lady
yeah.
come on and they basically they're talking through the new product, they're launching offers, etc. Like a news presenter, but it's on social media. And have you seen now if you watch like BBC News, if you go on social media, they do like a report in that kind of style now.
Okay. No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, it's all for Gen Z. Apparently, they go straight to social media for their to fix all their problems or to get all their information instead of us slightly older lot to go to the internet or Google
Yeah.
or the news. Mind you, you can't trust the news, can you? Anyway, moving on.
Well, obviously, you can't trust social media's over, can you? So yeah, but
Well, no, there is a lot. Yeah, I mean, there are reputable sources on both. Let's say,
yes.
but you do need to be careful with your sources on social media, especially. Right, number 2. I think you'd be into this one. Theme park historic character.
Right. So you say that I don't. I've never done fancy dress at Halloween. Never.
So
Um,
you don't fancy donning a shining armor and wandering around a theme park for the day?
no, but and kind of here you go. Radmin Adventures exclusive. So I've created a new character, and this character does dress up in something. This character's only ever been out once so far for an open mic night for a trial to see how it goes. And again, next month it will be out again. So yes, there is a new. The theory is so hopefully, kind of by March, April next year, I've got created and practiced enough so I'll have an hour show, and I'm looking to do like the local holiday parks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Or not for like the family shows, not children's exclusive because I'm not a children's magician. So yes, it is something I am working on where it's the first time I think in my life I've ever gone dressed as anything.
Well, Rad-Ventures exclusive there. We heard it
Yeah.
here first. Look at that. That right there is our teaser for Instagram as well. Right. Let's just grab this last one. Oh, my phone's closed. Hang on. Okay. Number one, data management officer.
A what?
A data
Oh,
management
gator. I
officer.
thought you said gator. I was like, what, like alligators? That I quite like the idea of that. That sounds fun. No, no, it just sounds. No offense to the number one job of 2024, boring.
Yeah, I mean, when I read that out to people, I automatically think, isn't that what Chandler Bing did in Friends?
Well, no one ever knew what Chandler actually did, do we?
Well, yeah, it's apparently a statistical analysis or something like that, which I suppose data management officer would include.
Yeah,
But none of his friends knew what they did they? Did
no,
he? They even? Yeah. Oh well, there you go. So sticking with account manager and magician then.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 1 point drop the account manager, but not quite yet.
Ooh, that's another Rad Ventures exclusive there.
Probably not. I tell
All
everyone.
right. Okay, so yeah, yeah, even your boss. Like, all right, boss, we're going to
Yeah,
drop
pretty
this soon.
much.
Yeah. Honesty is the best policy. That's what I always say. I used to tell my boss the same thing. So, all right, that's the quickfire questions done, and the CV libraries 2024 most wanted jobs. The perhaps CV library could sponsor me for that. Well, maybe I'll reach out to them as soon
Why
as
not?
they. I have mentioned it in 5 shows now.
Well,
All right. So next up on Rad-Ventures is given that we've all got Peter Pan syndrome in that we don't want to grow up.
yeah.
What would you be if you
Sorry, I'm just moving
if
around.
if oh yeah, sorry, you distracted me there.
I
There's
know.
shiny things. What's going on? Oh,
Lights
right.
outside.
Yeah, so it's what do you want to do if and when you grow up?
Well, surely you want to be a magician, don't you?
Well, I was going to say I think we've spoke about that you want to be a full-time magician and you're
Yeah.
going to launch your new character which is going to make you a multimillionaire.
Well, that's the whole idea, isn't it? So yeah. So I think, what do I want to be when I grow up? I don't know. Policeman? Is it too late to go back to back in the day?
Uh no, yes, I suppose you might get away with it, mightn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So what do I want to do when I grow up? To be fair, I'm one of those people that I 99% of the time happy with everything I do with my life. Yeah, there's things we'd all change and things everything else, but I think we spoke about earlier. You spoke about kind of the fate side of things, and everything kind of happens for a reason, and you find that path when you're meant to find the path, and so on and so forth. You got to think if X didn't happen earlier, would then Y happen then? So if I got into magic when I was 20, would I have met my wife when I was 24, or would I be doing magic somewhere? If I got into a different job at a different time, or done something different here or there, or if I go back and change things and get better results at school, and don't do that extra year of college and then go to uni and stuff like that, would then you path go on the same thing and everything you're happy and how you are be the same? So we're not, I love the idea of Peter Pan. What would I do if I grow up? But to be fair, I don't think I'd change anything. I'd probably do what I did.
Yeah, I love that, and it's the butterfly effect, isn't it? If you go back in past and a butterfly lands somewhere, then it changes the whole of history.
Yeah,
So, like you say, those things that we've experienced over time, are what make us what we are now, and it's all about those experiences. If you hadn't have done a certain thing, then would you be where you are now? I had a brief conversation with my former boss about this when another member of staff left
mm.
or handed their notice in, and he said, "Oh, what do you think of that?" Oh, that's sometimes. Oh, I nearly said his name then. After keeping him mostly
Beep.
yeah, after keeping him mostly anonymous, I nearly said his name. So I said, sometimes you just got to go out and spread your wings and expand your horizons. And
Yeah,
he's like, "Do you think so?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You can't just stay stuck where you are for the rest of your life."
no, of course.
But yes, one of the quote I used to do a quote a day at that place, and it was all good fun until one day I wrote a Jim Rohn quote, which it was basically like, make sure you have a life plan, because if you follow someone else's plan, guess what they have planned for you? And that one did not go down well.
Do you have a life plan?
Do I have a life plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I have a life plan.
But then, surely, if you've got a life plan, then I don't know. And yeah, business plans are different to life plans, in my opinion. But if you've got a life plan and something doesn't quite stick to it or go quite how you want it to do, I suppose it comes down to how do you then react to that side of things.
Well, my life plan is literally hold on, hold
Fair enough.
fast.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah. Just white knuckle it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Um, no, I think when opportunities arise, then you have a choice, don't you? And that's splitting your path, as it were.
Yeah.
But I do think that things happen for a reason. And in fact, just to drop a bit more conspiracy theory into this episode, if you look up the Gateway documents that were released in 2003 by the CIA, they prove that manifestation is real. So if you want to look into manifestation and you ask for it and you get it, does that not mean that we're in The Sims or we're in a Matrix or something? I don't know. Perhaps I'll have to employ a fact checker for my podcast before I release it.
Maybe. And a conspiracy theorist and a few other things. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just like the theory behind them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't actually believe them, though. I have seen quite a
What
few compelling arguments for flat Earth recently.
What about all the birds in America being robots?
No, they're just birds, aren't they?
I remember when that one came out, I just thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I nearly said something then, but I thought better not, just in case.
Off camera comment, yeah?
Yeah, that's an off-camera one. Certainly not to be released to the world. Cool. So, in that case, Chris, I think we're there. So, if you want to tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which I don't really use, X, sorry, TikTok, which again I don't really use, webpage is all Chris Howat Magic. Howat is Howat, just because I have one of those weird names which people don't normally hear of, and put an extra R in there or two T's at the end and stuff like that. So yeah, Howat, Chris Howat Magic. Find me on anywhere, Google me, and I'll come up with some rubbish. And there's some videos, or you can contact me and hire me, or if you want, or have a chat.
Awesome stuff, Chris. And I think what we could do as well is perhaps we'll do an Instagram live one time and you can show us some magic over the screen or something.
Yeah, happy to do that.
We'll do that around the teasers or the time when we release this episode, which episodes will be out after International Podcast Day, which is the 30th of September. Though teasers will be out before then.
So perhaps they're out already.
The teasers are out, yes.
Yeah.
But the teasers for this episode, clearly I can't do those until we've done them. Well, actually, I did post on my Instagram story just that I was waiting for you in the waiting room.
I saw that, yeah.
So around the time that your episode comes out, perhaps we'll do a little live and you can show us some magic on air.
Yeah, happy to do that.
Cool. Right, in that case, thanks for coming on. It does sound like you've had a rad venture over the years. And we'll be back. I'll be back next week. You won't be back next week. You might be back in season 2, perhaps.
Maybe. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thanks for listening, everyone, and watching. Peace out. Nice peace out from Chris there. Thanks for joining us on Rad-Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe via your favourite platform. Always happy to chat, so hit me up in the DMs, and I'll see you on the next Rad-Venture. See that one okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, that's good. Let me just find the mouse, and then I'll click the stop recording.